Vancouver voice.
But my understanding is the Macs, the buses, or streetcars, they're public transit.
Yeah. And
It's
it's all
just
about
like the public sidewalk.
It's an expectation of privacy. You don't have that in the public, and so you can. And I've gone through this. I've had attorneys look at
expectations of privacy.
Yeah, a person has expectation of privacy in certain situations. Being in the public is not one of them.
Correct.
So you're not violating any laws.
It's changing.
That's why
areas.
Ellen's trying to use the stalking laws. That's because she can't use anything else. She can't. There's nothing to use. There's nothing to get me. So she's trying to find.
But stalking laws, though, from what I read on stalking laws, it's repetitive.
Of course, it's got nothing to do with me. I just talk about her anyway. I'm not. She's stalking. The reality is she's stalking me. It's not the other way around. But I don't have any contact with her, nor do I want any contact with her, and nor have I ever initiated any contact. There's no stalking at all. I talk about her because she's in the news. You know, she's taking me to court. I'm flying to New York. I mean, you know, I
never saw that episode. Did that?
Well, it hasn't been aired yet. I'm not. We don't know why it hasn't been aired. We're not sure why.
I've been watching for it. Yeah. But
it's episode 20-281. They have a listing of.
20-281. I gotta write that down. We've been waiting to say.
I know we all want to see it. I can already tell you what's going to happen. We're going to both look like idiots. She lectured us both as being like spoiled children, which is basically true. You know, she said, he's doing this, and I go, she's a fucking mental. We are acting kind of like children. You know, she's doing this, I'm doing that, and you know, we both look bad. But you know,
well.
Ellen,
when you get stubborn people like ourselves,
yeah,
and you're being told you're wrong and you think you're right,
well, I certainly, the fact that she goes around libeling me as a stalker is troubling.
That is troubling. I mean,
that's on the same level as Jim Stenger, you know, and his websites, you know, labeling.
Who's Jim Stenger?
Jim Stenger, you missed that story.
Oh, is that the one? Is that one from Taiwan?
Yeah.
Or, oh, yes.
He had all these sites. One about Fred, one about John, one about all these libel sites. You know, he was libeling all these people. That's what.
Yeah. See now that's like, well, I mean. I've been a victim of that by the same individual.
Oh, Stenger got you too, yeah.
No.
Oh, but Alan is. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I you know the old saying, when you're pointing a finger, there's three pointing back at you.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a good example. I mean, if you look at some of the stuff, I mean, that's being complained about on us, and it's like, wait a minute, you're doing it.
Yeah,
you're
that's basically what the judge,
example.
the People's Court judge, will lecture her about this. Says you mean you're talking about him, but you got a problem with him talking about you, and you can see her get kind of like scratch her. If it ever goes on TV, you'll.
I've been waiting to see
I don't know why they're holding off. I don't know. Maybe there's something objectionable there. I don't know. They don't tell you because basically you go in there, they rush.
They do the footage.
They rush you through the whole thing as fast as possible, give you as little information as possible, and then rush you the hell out of there.
Now, curiosity. I mean, I've heard a few stories. I mean, I've heard you've won.
I won the People's Court.
I've heard that
I lost the first court, but she asked for $7,500. She got $100.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, it was called nominal damage because she could see that how much I had upset her by putting that. She gave me this. It was a telephone conversation. I scrambled her voice so nobody could hear it, but she freaked out anyway. And when she told me she was, I'm free, I took it off. I took it right down, just like I always. Any employee that has a problem with
you do that for me.
Yeah, I take it right down. Just tell me what's offensive, whatever. But that wasn't good enough for her. And she went on this. It's been 2 years. She's been on this rampage against me for 2 years now. And
my rampage's been 4.
Well, yours have died down. I took over now yours back. We hooked up. That's got But you know, I became her prime target, and there's all these other people she's dealt with. I have all this other stuff that she's been doing this for a long time. You know, targeting different people.
Yeah, I don't understand a member going after a member in such a manner.
Well, see, I didn't. We were friends for years, and I didn't realize she was quite this off the wall until I ran afoul of her, and then I used to go, "Oh, this is a woman that is something not quite Because, you know, I can move on. I forgive all the time. I don't hold grudges against people. Somebody wants to call me... People call me assholes all the time. It doesn't bother me.
Oh.
I just don't be liable. I mean, stalking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you know, you are providing entertainment.
Yeah, well, that's all it is. It's just
That's
fun.
why it's almost turned into a game for me. I have to admit, I have learned a lot from her.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I've learned I've learned how.
Yeah, your worst enemy is actually your best teacher.
I have learned so much. I've learned how I have to be cautious on how I word things.
Yeah, yeah.
And how it could be torn apart and restructured.
Yeah, no, I agree
Very
with you,
easily.
Ellen. You're very good for both of us. You've improved our skills, and you've taught me patience, and you know how to not react emotionally. You know, all of these things.
Oh,
you get slammed and slammed and slammed. If you can hold back your emotional reaction, that's the real key. Just get slammed, but still be smiling about it.
Oh, when all this first hit me, I was
I bet you were shocked, weren't you?
Oh, I'm like, what? And I was mad. I was mad. I started typing away, and then my first letter out is like, she's like a teacher with a red pencil. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
She pushes your buttons, and that's good, actually. Like I said, the best teacher in life you have is your worst enemy, because they're the ones that know how to push your button. And it's those buttons that get pushed that you need to perfect, is figure out. That's how you learn about yourself.
Oh, yeah. And then I had an episode where when I was running for executive board for Center Street.
Yeah, that's where she was.
I was
going after you.
Oh, big time.
I remember that.
I was receiving emails.
Yeah.
From different individuals and questioning me about all these rumors about how I turned so and so into dispatch and into management. I mean,
yeah.
And of course I thought, oh, cool. Someone wants to actually hear my side of the story, and so I said, well, then all of a sudden I received this really graphic saying how I go to child porn sites, and
no, so they're starting to...
It was very nasty.
Going to the real slander stuff.
It was very nasty, and I said, wait a minute. So I pulled up all the emails, and lucky enough for me, I'm a tech geek, I was able to pull up the IP addresses.
Uh-huh.
It was the same identical IP address.
From all the emails.
These different characters came all from the same. We didn't even get to talk about John.
Well, we can do that next. So let's finish your story.
But so it was the same identical IP address with, like, I think it was 3 or 4 different names.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I had to identify the IP address. Well, I found out it was Comcast, and found out the general area. I know who that is.
Mm.
But I had to find, so I was able to pull up some Trimet stuff that actually had our name, that had the same IP address. So I was finally able to identify who the person was.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feed them?
Yes, I told you that.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Okay, yes, I did.
Okay.
So they identified who it was. So then, at this point, of course, the only union member I've taken to HR
Yeah.
is her.
Yeah.
And then, of course, at this time, Peggy Hansen was still there.
Right.
And, you know, Peggy Hansen, she's a tyrant and stuff, but she's always done me good.
I always thought she was very efficient. I always liked Peggy.
To
this very day, I still like
She pulled me in the office, and Ellen was able to get away with sending that graphic. Ellen admitted sending the graphics, and it was because she wanted me to go to the same hurt that I put her through. And
I see the same.
The reason she got away with it was in one of my email communications to one of these characters that was sending me the email, I had made what I thought was a harmless statement, saying, well, I've had quiet this month or something, referring to a time period where Ellen wasn't going after me, and I said, I think the only reason is because she was out on medical leave or something. Well, I was liaison at that time, and according to Ellen, that was convulsion private medical information about her. And I did not know that for a fact. Actually, it was a lucky guess, but it was a good enough guess that I was told, well, you're an officer, you're not supposed to share that information. I'm like, I didn't know I was sharing information.
You didn't even know it, yeah, right.
But
So she got lucky on that.
she got away with sending that graphic to me.
Oh, that one doesn't make the other. Yeah, I hadn't filed any HR complaint. I guess I should against her.
No, don't waste your time.
I don't bother with it. I mean, I don't care. I don't do HR. I don't do that stuff, man. I don't rat on other drivers. I just don't do it.
You know, if HR...
I mean, if somebody was harassing me at the job or something, maybe, and like slap me around or something, I'm gonna kill you.
I just call the police.
Yeah, right. You're right.
But
HR.
no, I mean,
HR.
I went to HR about the discrimination.
Yeah.
Of course, it's against Trimet, and they say, "Oh, there's no discrimination."
Yeah, well, yeah, they're Trimet. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not going to rule against themselves.
Yeah.
No.
So human resources, I don't feel is for the human aspect of it.
No, of course not. They're bureaucrats. They're like all the other guys. They get big fat salaries. They sit in offices drinking coffee, and who the hell knows what the hell they do. And we got a top-heavy organization here full of that kind of person. That's where the problem is. It's not the operator's benefits. Let's talk about this guy.
We can put the graphic up.
Okay, you put it up. So, John, what are we going to do? What about John? What do you think?
Well, I want to hear your thought on it first.
I don't know. I'm not, John,
fresh.
a lot of us are disappointed in John a little bit. And I think he did a great job at the demonstrations, with his leadership at the demonstrations. And I thought he did a great job when he was taking on Rick Van Breven on the board. He's been a real good leader. But I don't like it that he wasn't completely honest with us on the Neil McFarlane imposing when he knew this was going to happen. That bothered me, because he basically withheld information from us that he was privy to, and then he kind of lied when he said that, oh, it's all a surprise to me, I'm down in Florida, but he already knew this was coming down.
Yeah, but okay.
And then there's this whole thing with Ron Heinzman. I mean, he just hands over $1,000 a week because Ron Heinzman's all of a sudden out of a job, and John just says, okay, Ron, come back with your old buddies, or your old cronies over here in Portland, and here's $1,000 a week, and be my consultant. Who the hell knows what he's doing for $1,000 a week? I don't have any idea. Do you?
Nope.
Nobody knows.
No clue.
Now there's this, and we want to know about this. We're curious. He was in a union vehicle, and that was on so he's using union vehicles for his personal entertainment, and he's having drinks. Apparently, he's using union funds to have drinks with dates. I mean, there's all these other issues besides the DUI. Is like, that was a union vehicle. Why is he drunk in one of our vehicles? I mean, if he's in his own car, everybody fucks up, you know what I mean?
Well,
if he's spending his own money, I mean, he shouldn't be doing it because we can't do it. It shows very bad judgment, because you just take a cab. Even I know better.
now, I don't know if it's the last meeting or the meeting before. He was the first person to stand up in the chapter meeting and say, do not drive drunk in the holidays.
Yeah.
Protect yourself. We just got done dealing with a member that John had to basically stand up and say, if you get a DUI, you are at the mercy of the general manager. The union can't do anything.
Yeah, that's right.
And the general manager is the only person that could decide whether to give you a leave of absence or not. The union cannot. The union can do is just try to present your case and hope for the best.
That's right.
And so now John
goes ahead and does it.
And
not much of an
John's dealing with a lot of stress, has a lot going on with his life.
Yeah, I believe it.
And so, but he went against his own advice.
It's very bad judgment. You'd think the president of a union would just get the cab. So you spent $50.
It happened at 10:30, so it wasn't even late at night.
Yeah.
I mean,
he fell asleep at a light, I guess.
Yeah, and police officers stopped behind him.
Yeah, right.
And
start honking the horn, and then
according to the article, yes.
I mean, that's really a way to get pulled over, excited, fall asleep behind.
And then 2 hours in jail.
2 hours? Well,
Yeah.
you got a lot light. I mean, the rest of us would have been in 24 hours. And you would have had to pay post bail. He didn't have.
But now, John's Trimet position is maintenance, correct?
Yeah, right.